Salvete discipuli, Latina Christiana discipuli. Good to see you and to be with you. All right, we are on our last lesson in this very interesting school year. Lesson 21. Next week we'll have a quiz over lesson 21, and that will conclude Latin for this year. Okay, this is the last also a new teaching that you will encounter in Latin, and it's pretty important. Now, so far you've done a lot with verbs. The verbs that you have heard and worked with are all called first conjugation verbs, okay? There are 4 conjugations in Latin when it comes to verbs. You've learned one. Now you're going to learn a second one. So let's look up here. We have moneo, and it's in your book, page 58. Why don't you take your time, open your books to page 58, and let's jump down to the bottom and work on this paradigm, and then we'll go back and look at the vocabulary. Okay, so at the bottom, you have a word called moneo, and it means to warn. Now, if you notice moneo, it's got an E-O ending. Now, compare this to a mo. There is no E. So here's a first conjugation. Here's a second conjugation. Second conjugation verbs are easy to spot because they end with eo in the first person singular present tense. Moneo, mones, monet, monemus, monetis, monet, eo. Look for that eo at the end, and odds are you're dealing with a second conjugation verb in Latin, as opposed to your first conjugations that doesn't have an eo ending, it just has an o. Habito, amo, laudo, juvo, sto, navigo, ambulo, clamo, and so forth. Lots of first conjugation verbs. Again, you know those well. And the way they conjugate are all the same. There are some irregular ones, but you guys aren't there yet. The ones that you've learned in first conjugation have all been regular, meaning they have the same pattern, okay? Let's take laudo, for example. It means I praise. Laudo, laudas, laudat, laudamus, laudatis, laudant. Ambulo, ambulas, ambulat, ambulamus, ambulatis, ambulant. First conjugation. Second conjugation again. We've got this eo. Moneo, mones, monet, monemus, monetis, monet. Let's look at your vocabulary. So again, we're on page 58. Latin saying, veni, vidi, vici, from one Julius Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. Vocabulary. Here as I pronounce them. Debeo, daceo, habeo, eubeo, moneo, moveo, sedeo, terreo, timeo, video. Accenting that first syllable as it is in the book. Okay. All right. Notice eo endings. Okay. Second conjugation, eo. That's a telltale sign you're dealing with second conjugation. Okay. Learn this vocabulary. Learn it well. It will be on your quiz. Down at the bottom, there's our paradigm. That's how second conjugation verbs conjugate. Now, stem vowel. Let's talk about stem vowels for a second. The stem is that part of a Latin verb. Think about that part of the word that just stays consistent throughout a paradigm that you're conjugating. That's the stem. And attached to that stem goes an ending of whatever sort, whatever tense you're dealing with. The stem vowel is the vowel, on the end of the stem. Check out the first conjugation. Where's your stem vowel? Where's the vowel that keeps showing up in the end? Well, it's going to be an A. See that? Okay. There it is, highlighted with yellow chalk. OST, musti, sunt, that's your present tense endings. Right before those endings, an A here, an A here, an A here, an A here, an A here. That's your stem vowel. It's an A in first conjugation. Let's take a look at second conjugation. We see a little bit of a difference. Now, before that present tense ending, we have an E. There's an E. There's an E. There's an E. E, E, E. Now, coming back here to the first conjugation, in the first person singular, no stem vowel, right? doesn't show up until the second person. Easy enough. You jump over here and the E stays throughout, even in the first person singular. All right? That's it. Not very difficult at all, just more information to store in that big brain of yours. But these aren't difficult to conjugate. It's just another paradigm to learn. You've learned many of them already, and this should not give you much trouble. Okay, let's talk about page 59. So at the top, you have some phrases and some sayings. They're all in your book. You should be able to look those up at this point if you don't know. Grammar. Look at this. It's asking about stem vowels. I just talked about that on the board. There's a difference between first and second conjugations and their stem vowels. And then look at number 3. It wants you to conjugate and translate video. Video, second conjugation verb, and it follows the pattern of moneo, which you see on page 58 at the bottom. And then letter C, once you get this under your belt, you kind of have a feel for how this conjugates. Letter C is a translation. You're going to look at these Latin verbs and figure them out. And it looks like, hint, hint, they are all second conjugation translations. And then at the bottom you have your derivatives. That's it, Latina Christiana students. Not a very difficult chapter, but learn this conjugation. It's going to show up again and again and again in your academic Latin career. The good news is, everything you're learning now is only going to help you when you start First Form Latin next year. I don't want any of you feeling nervous like you're not ready for Latin next year. I feel that you are very prepared, perhaps the most prepared second grade class ever here at Grace Lutheran School. I'm proud of how you have done, and I think you're going to be in great shape Latin-wise to start First Form Latin next year. We didn't quite get done with the book in Latina Christiana. We're close. I think there's 25 chapters, it looks like. Yeah, and some review. That material will show up in First Form, but you've got a great foundation heading into next year, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised if even a few of you start First Form Latin. That's the next book up, and you're even a little bored in the first few chapters. Hey, I'll take that. All right, disciples, work on lesson 21. Get this done. Next week we'll have a quiz over this. Same type of quiz we've been getting. Proud of all of you. I miss seeing you guys. I miss hearing you guys, and I know you're very bright and you've done well this year. And I'm very much looking forward to teaching you next year. God willing, He shall bring you back, and we will be together studying this wonderful language, helping our minds as we learn how to conjugate, decline, and our understanding of vocabulary, grammar, syntax only improves. That makes us smarter, better writers, better talkers, better thinkers. The Lord be with you. Thanks.